Hey, what's up guys, my name is Orion, and I was thinking to myself, what if there was an NPC that was able to loot players on death? And basically this is what I mean. First of all, obviously we would have a player die. Then afterwards, an NPC would just come in, pick up all of the items, and then just resell them at a price. And then obviously if the player didn't have enough, well, they're out of luck, they can't get their items back. Now, I really want to make this, and I think I kinda know how. Let's take a look. Alright, so here we are. The very first part we need to figure out would be the death detection. That beautiful death screen being detected. Now, my thought was, just have a player drop an item. That's simple, and we can execute to it. But there's an issue. What's stopping the player from just grabbing it from their inventory and just straight up dropping it? Well, there actually is a workaround. I'm surprised almost nobody uses this, since it's so good. But let me just show you. Alright, we'd be over here now. What if we were able to give a player an item that they just can't drop, can't craft with, and just can't place inside of a chest? By pressing this button, I give myself that exact item. It can't be dropped, it can't be crafted with, and it can't be removed from the actual inventory. And this is what happens when I try to drop it. To send the points across even further, I'm gonna try to craft with this item, and I'm also gonna try to put it inside of a chest. As you can see, first of all, we're going to try and craft with it. If I try to put it inside of the crafting table, it will not work. It says it can't be crafted with. If I try to put it inside of a chest, same thing. It will not work. Now, what's the item that I'm going to be using for this build? Well, it's very simple. I'm just going to be using the good old flint. Why am I going to be using this item? Because I literally have no other use for it. I'm not even kidding. I literally no other use. Now that we got all of that done, and I showed you how to give yourself an item that, you just can't drop, we're gonna be taking a look at the store. This is where the NPC is gonna be selling the items that he picks up from the player that died. Now, I just set up this little place, right here, and all we're gonna do is gonna go right into it. And I think I got the perfect spot for the NPC to be at. I'm gonna be placing him right here. The perfect spot for the NPC to be selling the player's items. The player's, I don't know, diamond sword. Alright, the next part is just gonna be summoning the NPC. As you can see, I just summoned an NPC called Looter, and you don't really look like a looter, so I'm just gonna go ahead and edit you. Look through here. Oh yes, this dude definitely looks like a looter. Isn't that right? What's up, man? How's it going? Alright, now that we got our NPC, where do we go from here? Well, that's actually very simple. The next step would be to actually edit the NPC. We're gonna go ahead and edit his dialogue. In my case, all I made him say was, hey, if you died in a dungeon, I can give you your items back for a price. If not, I'll sell you some more junk I have. And then there's the buy button, which does absolutely nothing yet, because it's still not made to do anything. Alright, there's still something else we need to edit, and that would be the advanced settings. Now, all I did was that I added a button with buy, and then the second thing I added was on exit, title, at the nearest player, action bar, come again soon. All this is going to do is when you actually exit the NPC, he will say that message. Alright, moving on to the next part of our plan. All I basically did was teleport the NPC all the way from over there to over here. It's literally the same one, nothing has changed, and we're just going to be hooking him up to some command blocks, which would be the next part. So the very first command is just going to be executing from the flint, and it's going to be TPing the NPC towards it. This is just so we can see it when we actually die. The second one is going to be actually killing that flint. That's important for the other commands. Alright then, moving on to the other command block. This one is quite simple. All it's going to be doing is it's going to be executing at Looter, aka the NPC, and we're going to just see a particle effect come from it. Because I want to see some particle effects when I die, it's quite cool. The other one is just going to be TPing all the items that are around the NPC to a very specific area. Now this is very important. It's going to be teleporting all of the items to this little area which I have over here, and the reason that's important is because of this little command block right here. All it's doing is saving all of the items that are in that specific area to a structure. Now this is very cool, because it means that all the items that we teleported to that area are going to be saved there. Meaning we can actually save all of the items that the player died with. But there's still something else we need to do. Alright, showing you the other thing we need to do. We're just going to be basically setting a redstone block to a separate area where we're going to have two other command blocks. This one is just going to be TPing the actual NPC to the store. And then the other one is just going to be setting this little area back to air. Now, you're probably asking yourself, why don't I just hook it up to the chain? Well, it's very simple. It's kind of bugging out. It's not really giving me the delay that I wanted to have because I need a delay so I can actually see the NPC when I die. Alright, now comes the very fun part. We're actually going to be testing this thing. This whole thing should be working, and let's see if we're actually... no bugs, please no bugs. If we're just going to be grabbing a flint and a random item, and behave, okay, NPC? If I were to drop the item, there he is, it teleports here. It does the little effect, like the little particle effect, and then teleports back to the store, and the item is teleported where I want it to go. Alright, teleporting the NPC right back over here, we still need to set up, you know, the actual buying part. We have the whole thing done except for the buying part. We're gonna go in and edit this NPC. And we're just gonna make it set a redstone block somewhere. That somewhere is where we're gonna be starting our command chain. Which then will actually enable us to, you know, either buy our items or not buy them depending if we have the currency or not. Now, moving over here to these command blocks right here, I'm going to be showing you what each one does. The very first one is just going to be setting that little area back to air. The second one is just going to be executing at that NPC and is going to be testing if the player has enough currency. And then finally this one, if the player does not have enough currency, it will execute the not enough currency title. Now time to show you if the player has enough currency. The very first one is just going to be checking if the player has enough currency. The second one is going to be executing a command that says thank you. The third one, all it's going to be doing is, you know, removing all of that currency from the player. The fourth one is going to be saving all of those items back into the memory because I had a had a couple bugs. Then this one is just going to be executing at the nearest player, is going to be loading that structure, and the final one is just going to be killing all of the items that are located right here. Alright, it turns out we're missing one final thing, and it's that the player loses the item when they die. So I just set up the spawn point right on top of this command block. This command block gives them back the item when they die, and then this one TPs them to wherever I want. In this case, I'm just going to be TPing them back to the hub. It basically becomes kind of like this really cool endless cycle. Alright, and with that we should actually be done. Hopefully. Maybe. Hopefully no bugs. And if that is the case, all we're going to be doing is basically dying. I'm going to be in the dungeon, and I'll see you over there right now to see how this works. Alright, here comes the fun part, actually testing. As you can see, I'm geared up. I have my leather armor. I also have the flint that, you know, I just can't drop. In addition to that, I have a wooden sword, a wooden axe, 64 chicken, and then a random water bottle, which I have no idea why it's there. Now, all we're going to be doing is getting ourselves killed by a couple of skeletons that are just going to spawn around here. And there they are, so let's just, you know, pretend we're fighting them. Man, this is going to take a while. And a couple of seconds later... Alright, we're at 3 hearts. Come on, finish killing me, I want to see. And there's the NPC. There's the particles. It actually works. And if we were to actually respawn, yeah, we get the item in our inventory. But let's see if the whole buying thing works. If I go over to him and I try and buy something, I don't have enough currency because I only have one of it. But let's take a look if I actually have, I don't know, 300 of that currency. Let's see if he actually gives us our items. You guys remember the items, right? It was leather armor, wooden sword, wooden axe, a random water ball, and 64 chicken. If we go over to him and try and buy it, there it is! We got our random water bottle, the cooked chicken, the wooden axe, the wooden sword, the leather boots, the leather pants, the leather tunic, and the leather cap. It actually works. I'm extremely happy. This is actually really cool. This is so cool. Part of creating is actually enjoying your creation. Man, I honestly can't stop doing this. There he is. Actually, he's glitching into me. Help. Man, I really hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did, because man, it's just super cool to see stuff like that working. Well, if you guys enjoyed, just, you know, do the 3 things, like, subscribe, and share, so this channel reaches more people, and I'll be seeing you later. Peace.